Hi, it's Bricks on Bricks here for another video, and as you can see today, I will be doing a tier list ranking all of the Ninjago installments, and I'm sorry about the ads on the side of the screen. There really isn't anything I can do about those, but without further ado, let's get into it. So the worst installment in my opinion is Day of the Departed. I like the cool focus, but everything else pretty much sucks. Next up, we have Season 11, Secrets of the Forbidden Spinjitzu. Sorry about that. And I'm also going to put it in meh. I mean, the Ice chapter is decent, but the Fire chapter, it really wasn't that good. There was lots of filler episodes, and the fear was annoying. So yeah, overall, this season is also going in meh. Now, up to All Right, the first season I have in here is Hands of Time. This season, I would just call boring, because there really isn't anything all that interesting about it. I like the Kaiania focus, I like the Hands of Time, but really, the middle few episodes of the season are just bad, and then there's some other points in the season that are just boring. So yeah, overall, this season is alright. Next up, we have one of the more recent seasons of Ninjago, which is Season 14 The Island, or whatever you want to call it. This season in Seabound, it's kind of debatable what you call these two, so I call it Season 14 The Island, but some people consider it a special. But now, ignoring all that, let's just get into what I think about it. So overall, I don't think the island is all that good. I mean, it's really just a nice setup for Seabound and introducing us to the Keepers, and the twist at the end, I didn't really like that. So yeah, overall, this season or installment goes in all right. Next up, we have Season 2 Legacy of the Green Ninja, and in my opinion, this installment was just good. It really wasn't anything better. The first half of the season was okay. There were a few filler episodes that were annoying, but most of them I think were actually pretty enjoyable. And then in the second half, we got the Dark Island stuff, which I did enjoy, but I think there were parts of it that were boring. So yeah, overall, I'm just going to put this season in good because I don't think it's any better than that. And next up, we have Season 13, Master of the Mountain, and this is probably sorry about that, controversial opinion. So I'm going to put the season in good because I really don't think it's much better than that. It's just not one of my favorite seasons. I mean, there are some great episodes, like the last two episodes, The Upley Strikes Back and The Son of Lily. Those two episodes were really well done. But episodes like Queen of the Monks, Shintaro, and Dungeon Party, those ones are just not that good, so they hold the season down. So overall, it's just a good season, but if it didn't have those episodes, it could be great. Okay, and next up, we have Season 3 Rebooted. And yeah, overall, this season is a pretty good season. I am tempted to put it into great, but then that would mean would have way too many seasons in the great tier and the amazing tier, so I'm just going to put it in good. It was definitely a good season. The techie feel was annoying at times, but the Zane focus was cool, and I think the Overlord was better in this season than he was in the previous. So overall, I think it is a good season. Next up, tied with Season 3, we have Season 1, Rise of the Snakes. In my opinion, this was a really good start to the series. I really enjoyed us learning about all the ninja, the mystery of the Green Ninja, the mystery of Samurai X, everything with the Serpentine and the Great Devourer, and even more things. This season was probably had the most arcs in it, and overall, I just really enjoyed this season, and I think this was a great season to open Ninjago. And next up, we have Season 10 March of the Oni, and I know this is pretty high, but this is another season I would consider to be good. I don't think it's like great or anything. It's very close to great, but in my opinion, it is better than all these installments we've gone over. I just really like Garmadon in this season. In my opinion, this is Garmadon's best season. I just really enjoy him, and I enjoy his arc with Lloyd in this season. Sorry about that. Um, yeah, sorry about all this. Sorry about the pop-ups, but getting back to the ranking, we have March of the Oni, and I just really like Garmadon's relationship with Lloyd in this installment. I think it was really well done. So yeah, it's going to be in the good tier. And next up, we have the pilot season, which is the last season that I will be putting in good. The rest of these seasons you see down here are either great or amazing. And yeah, just overall, I just really enjoyed what they were doing with the pilot season. Controversial opinion, but this is definitely better than season one. I just really enjoyed both of these episodes so much, or 4 episodes if you live in other countries. I just really enjoyed this installment, and I think it just did everything it wanted to do very well. So yeah, overall, I'm going to put it in the good tier. And sorry for saying like there wasn't going to be any more good tier seasons, because I just saw we have one more, Prime Empire. It is close to great, but I don't think it's quite as good as the pilots or March of the Oni. I'm going to put it right here above season 1, Rise of the Snakes. But I do really like the techie feel, and I think it does the techie feel better than Rebooted did. So yeah, I mean, Jay could have been focused on more, but I love the video game aesthetic of this season. So yeah, overall, it's definitely a good season. Now, getting into the great ones, we start off with Skybound. Controversial opinion, but I love the time reversal ending. I love how it develops the relationship between Jay and Nia, and I love Nauticon the Jin. Overall, all that combines into a great season. Next up, we have Seabound, the most recent season, which is also great. I love everything about this season. We have lots of good episodes in this season. In fact, when we were doing the Ninjago Legends podcast, which may or may not be out at the time you're watching this video, basically Seabound had like 5 episodes where everyone in the podcast or in that episode of the podcast gave it 10 out of 10. So yeah, and all of that was like the first time that it ever happened in the events of the podcast. So yeah, Seabound is definitely a good season. I love Nia's focus. I love Kalmar as the villain. I love Merlopia itself. Venthamar was pretty cool, and Nia had that nice emotional sacrifice at the end of the season. It was very heart wrenching. So yeah, overall, it's definitely a great season. Next up, we have Season 5 Possession, which is also definitely a great season. This is the last season that will be in great. These last 3 you see here are all amazing seasons in my opinion. And yeah, this season right here is just so great. Everything about it was just really great. I love Moro. I love how he possessed Lloyd. I love how Kai and Lloyd's relationship is developed on. I really like Nia becoming the water ninja. And so yeah, all that stuff was just really well done. I also like Cole becoming a ghost. So yeah, overall, this season is definitely a great season. And next up, we have Season 4, Tournament of Elements. And overall, this was an amazing season. I really enjoyed this season. In fact, I think it's honestly better than the next season I'm going to talk about, Sons of Garmadon. I just really like the tournament feel of this season. Episodes 8 and 9 of this season did drag a little bit and weren't as good as any of the others, but I still enjoy those episodes nonetheless. And Master Chen is a pretty cool villain. I like how he manipulated was manipulative during the Serpentine Wars, and it's also manipulative during the Tournament of Elements. So yeah, overall, this is definitely an amazing season. And next up, we have Sons of Garmadon, the first installment in the Oni trilogy. And I know some people, like Luke the Ninjroid, would consider the Oni trilogy to be super overrated, along with the Brick Lord. He would also consider this installment to be overrated, but I really enjoy every season in the Oni trilogy. March of the Oni is good, and the other 2 installments I think are amazing. And so yeah, SOG was just really cool. It's probably one of the more darker seasons, and I don't just like it because it's dark. I also just like the characters in this season. I love the focus for Zane and Cole. I love the focus for Lloyd. I like Harumi. And Jay and Kai didn't do quite as much, but still they were pretty good. I mean, Kai, this is the first season where he started going downhill, but it didn't bother me too much, as much as it did, of course, bother me in the fire chapter. That bothered me a lot. Bothered me a lot in that season. But still, Kai is definitely probably the only issue with the season. And the best season in all of Ninjago, in my opinion, is Season 9 Hunted. I'm going to put it above these 2 seasons. I just love Hunted so much. My only issue is the Dareth subplot, but I didn't have that many issues with this subplot, so, I mean, obviously it was bad, but, like, it didn't bother me that much. So yeah, overall, Season 9 Hunted is an amazing season and the best season in the series, in my opinion. And now that we have ranked all the installments in Ninjago so far with this tier list, the video is basically over. So thank you guys for watching, and stay tuned for the next videos I upload. So, bye!